I want to talk more now about the circumstances which actually saw Imam Reza taken from Medina to Tus or Mara in that time as it was called, which was in Khorasan. What were the circumstances that led to Imam Reza being summoned by the Caliph Ma'mun and taken over there?
Well, we've got to understand in the first 30 years of the life of Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam, he had seen his father, Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam, go through an unbelievable amount of oppression. And you find that Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam, when you study his life, truly you could say that nobody of the Imams of AHLEBAIT was tortured, both literally and metaphorically, as much as Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam. That you find that Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam on many occasions would be sent from one prison to the other, that some narratives state he spent 18 years in the prisons of Baghdad under Haroon al-Rashid. So Haroon al-Rashid was the Abbasid Caliph who was constantly torturing the Imam. And you find that Haroon al-Rashid, before he passes away, because Haroon al-Rashid lived 10 years after Imam Musa ibn Ja'far passed away. Before he passed away, he had a couple of sons. One was Al-Amin, the other was Al-Ma'mun. When he had these sons, you find that Al-Amin had come from an Arabic origin, and Al-Ma'mun had come from a Persian origin. Actually, Al-Ma'mun's birth was from a deer. What do I mean by a deer? It was a deer that what had happened was Haroon Rashid used to sit with his wife and they used to play chess. And whoever wins in the game of chess dares the other to do something. So on one occasion when he won in the game of chess, he dared her to walk around the palace in the nude. This is what we call an Islamic Khalifa, by the way. He dared her to walk around the palace in the nude. When she then won a chess game against him, she said to him, I dare you to sleep and have a relationship with the worst looking of the maids of the palace. From a chess game, the Islamic Khalifa was born by the name of Al-Ma'mun. So Al-Amin always felt he had a superiority over Al-Ma'mun. And that superiority was what? The superiority was that I'm of an Arabic background, you're of a Persian background. So Haroon Rashid, before he passes away, tells them that, listen, Al-Amin, you look after Baghdad, and Ma'mun, you have the Persian territories. You find that Al-Amin tries to gain control of that whole peninsula. He becomes greedy for power. And Ma'mun cleverly recognizes that if I want all the Persians to definitely be on my side, they are lovers of the family of the Prophet. I've raised the slogan, or my grandfathers raised the slogan, that we are avenging what happened to the family of the Prophet. So he orders that Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam leaves the land of Medina, leaves his wife, leaves his son there, and comes towards where? Comes towards the land of Tus. Now, there's an interesting question here, which I think one of the callers posed earlier, and that was that how comes Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam would take this position? And that requires an answer which needs a show or maybe 10 shows. But the answer can be looked at from a number of different ways. Of course, to Al-Ma'mun, getting Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam to the Persian territories would publicly give an image that, look, I'm looking after the family of the Prophet, and they agree with everything that I'm doing. So when you look at the issue here, people asked Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam, why is it that you took up this post? And there are different answers which are given depending on who's asked and their understanding of the political situation. One answer that he gave was, I am in a situation which Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam found himself in. Which was what? Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam found himself in a situation where he had to work for a king of his time who was not necessarily a believer, but was seen, it was seen by Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam that if I do take that position, I can help our people. I can protect the interests of our people. So when Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam uses this example of Prophet Yusuf, he's saying there was a prophet of God before me by the name of Yusuf alayhi salam, who also had to take a similar position, but he felt that the advantages were there for the people. Then in a second answer he says, I'm in a similar situation to that which my great-grandfather Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam found himself with the shura. When Imam was placed in that shura, he knew that the outcome may be something which doesn't meet the eye of the others. Because one of the companions said to him, Imam, why are you in a shura of 6 when you know you're not going to be elected? He said, I want to prove to that man who said that Khalifa cannot be with Bani Hashim because Nubuwwah was with them. Why is he allowing me to be a caliph now? Likewise, Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam says that in the same way my grandfather was placed in a position where he had to enter a shura, I've been placed in this difficult position as well, but you'll understand what I mean with the outcome. And that's why you find that some of his standpoints, when he is made the heir apparent, are unbelievable. So when Al-Ma'mun says, oh people, if I die as caliph, after me will be Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam, Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam was 22 years older than Ma'mun. 22 years older. So Imam said to him, this will never reach me. There is no way that this will reach me. So what you find here in this situation is what? What you find here in this situation is something which is very important for us to understand. And that is that, number one, he knew it's not going to reach him. And he spoke out. Number two, when Al-Ma'mun came forward and said, you lead Salat al-Eid. Imam said, no. He said, no, you will. He said, okay, I'll lead it in my own way. He came out barefooted. He came out with the dress of his great-grandfather, Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Suddenly the people were following him doing takbir. It was a stand that, look, this is the way Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi wanted the leaders to come out and pray. And of course, Al-Ma'mun was rattled by this. On another occasion, a person even came and said to Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam, 2 people came, they said to him, we've come, can you tell us, we've come on a long journey, can you tell us, do we pray full or do we pray qasr? He said, who have you come to see? One of them said, I've come to see Ma'mun. He said, you pray full. And you, I've come to see you, you pray qasr. In other words, what he's saying is, I've taken this position. Number one, I'm in a position which Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam found himself in. That if I feel it's going to be beneficial for the people in the long term, then I'll take this position. Number two, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam found himself in this position. Number three, if I see injustice, I'll speak out against injustice even though I'm in this position.
And as you mentioned there, Imam REZA alayhi salam, he knew that the caliphate was never going to reach him. And in fact, Ma'mun had no intention of moving it from Banu Abbasid to the AHLEBAIT alayhi salam. But does this not highlight that? And you mentioned, because you mentioned the clash between Amin and Ma'mun. And from my understanding, Amin was more of a foolish, kind of very immature tyrant, whereas Ma'mun was actually very devious and very cunning. And, you know, do you not think that, I mean, what were some of the criticisms that Imam REZA received from the people? I mean, wasn't that one of the intentions that he wanted to say? He wanted to bring him and to say, not just I'm with the family of the AHLEBAIT, but that they are following the dunya and they are chasing and they don't care about the akhirah, and they just want power like anyone else.
Well, with Ma'mun, as I said, Ma'mun without a doubt had a cunningness about him. He brings Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam. He gets the support that he needs. And then he even goes as far as saying that, because after Al-Amin there was Ibrahim, and he wanted to raise a mutiny to go out and fight Ibrahim. So you found that Al-Ma'mun, it was always his political ambition. Al-Amin had political ambition, but didn't have the right people around him. Al-Ma'mun played everything very cleverly. Even Al-Ma'mun would reach a level where he would even say to himself that, you know what, now that this Ali ibn Musa is next to me, and I've done what I need to do, now I think the best situation is, let me get the Christian priests, let me get the Jewish rabbis, let me get the Hindu priests, let me get the Zoroastrians to debate this man, finish him off. So I'll say, listen, you were a scholar, but you're not good enough even for these people. But when they came to debate him, Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam answered each and every one with perfection. So you find that Al-Ma'mun was cunning. Yes, I'll put you as my heir apparent, but at the same time, if I feel that I can find an opportunity to lower your reputation, I'll do it.
And you just reminded me actually of another incident which took place, which was the incident of the rain prayer. I'm not sure how familiar the viewers are with it, but from my understanding there was a situation of a famine, of a drought at the time of Imam REZA living in Mashhad, as we know today, or Khorasan. And Ma'mun had tried to trap him and to say if he prays for the rain and it doesn't come, then we're going to show him to have been a liar. And then Imam REZA prays, and obviously the rain comes. And then this was one of the things which led to the destability of the Abbasid regime. So, in a sense, you know, what was the frustration which led to, you know, as a previous caller mentioned, the Ma'mun leading to kill Imam Reza?
I think that Ma'mun had reached a stage where he realized that, number one,
he couldn't quite trick him anymore.
Yeah, you know, I've reached a stage now where I've got the stability that I need. I'm powerful across the Islamic empire. This person has still got moments of knowledge which inspire certain people and may bring me political instability. And therefore, the best thing to do is to get rid of him.
I believe we have another caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, brother. I've got a really bad line. I can just barely about hear you. You could probably hear me anyway. So I'd like to ask 2 questions. One is related to the topic of Imam Reza alayhi salam. Some Sufi orders claim the lineage back to Imam Reza alayhi salam through a certain companion. I can't remember his name. Is there any confirmation to this, that there's any particular Sufi system which stems its roots back to Imam Reza alayhi salam? That's the first question.
Okay, thank you. And your second question, brother?
Topic actually is one of the companions of the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him and his family. His name was Abdullah ibn Umar. And what is, I come across a tradition actually that's from a particular reference from the brothers from another school, and it talks about how he gave allegiance to Yazid. Now, you know, some people say the companions did not support Yazid,